Oh, I would love to get my hands on one of those.
Yeah. I just have to make sure I've got the recording sorted first. That's the screen share. Okay, so how do you stop share? What's this?
Are these most selected players already? Is the selections up? Is that percentages?
Yeah, the percentages are there.
Okay, well, I think we're recording anyway. We'll start anyway now. Okay, guys, everybody out here, we've got the second episode of Top Dogs here. Myself, Vinny Freyne, Mark and Adrian Phillips, Shane Healy, and William Nestor. This is the second episode. So first of all, I want to kick off on a recap of 2019-20 and what happened last season with the COVID extended season. As you can see, myself, Bonan, my original team, topped it with Adrian Fitzmaurice there, and Will Nestor, who came second 2 seasons back, came third. So we got plenty of top dogs there. Maybe Aidan Fitzmaurice, because if he ever comes in, I think he could be serious. Mark Phillips, as you can see. And then the rest, Duncan Hannon, a former winner on 2021. But if you look at the top, really, it came down to really the top three. Mark, a question for you. Do you think you had a chance of getting top three at one stage?
I thought I had a chance at one stage, Vince. I seen Aidan Fitzmaurice had kind of left his team post-lockdown, and I thought I could do damage there with Bruno Fernandes and the likes of Salah, but he had a really strong midfield. He had De Bruyne, he had Trent, he had these guys, and they just pulled him through, I think.
Yeah, exactly. So we nicknamed Aidan Fitzmaurice's team the Ghost Team. That really frightened the hell out of us, and I'm pretty happy to top that one. And now we know your brother Adrian. Now he actually got a massive amount, more than what I actually got. But unfortunately, when the league is the final members of the league has come into after game week 2, that's it really. There's no more adding in, because most of us, we watch each other and we pick guys and to cancel out. For instance, I brought in Raheem Sterling in because I knew Aidan had him, and I wanted to cancel out a big hit there by not. That's why I got him in with 2 game weeks to go. So Adrian, what happened to you anyway? What was your ranking and standing?
Yeah, I finished, I think, Vinny, on a little bit over 2,300. I think it was about 2,340. I was top of a couple of leagues and maybe second and third in a few more. I got very lucky with captain picks, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
I had Sterling when he came good after the lockdown, which basically did it for me. So I had him when he got the hat-trick captain. I got kind of lucky in that regard. I also did quite well with defenders. Pope did very well for me in goal. And Trent, I had Trent when he got was it 3 assists and a goal that day around Christmas. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
So I got quite lucky. So I hope to be in the Christy Nicholson this year now and give it a good lash.
Yeah, and also so you think about 2304. So that's the same point total as Joey Neenan, also Ballyhonus guy. We have such a strong pool of guys in Ballyhonus area, not in our environs, in the suburbs, as we say. And yeah, that's phenomenal. So you would have ended up about top 37,000 maybe, or something like that. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just going to look it up as you're talking there, Vinny. I'm just going to look it up how I got on.
Okay, well, you come back to me then, and I'll just go through a bit further. Dave McNamara had a terrific end of the season. Pippin, Dave Martin, who lives here in East Ham with me, he came third 2 years ago with Duncan Hannon, who finished 7th. He won it 2018. He will be regarded as an honorary top dog. Keith Robinson, yeah, good former Ballyhonest Town player, and also for Urlar United. Cracking guy. He's won competitions also. He came top 3 at one stage a few years back. Donald O'Brien, the Ballyhonest hurler, Tipperary native, class guy. Austin Beast, he's not known. Ivan DeMello is a friend of mine from here in East Ham as well. So plenty of Tommy Cunyon there in 17 came third, about 2017 when Park Rouen won it. Shane there. Shane, you'll want to do which Shane Healy is that? That's not yourself, is it?
Shane Healy's a neighbour of ours, Vinny. He was actually away. He was in Asia this year, so that really interfered with his fantasy football. He completely left his team. He abandoned it mid-season, and he kind of came back to it then when COVID struck, when he had more time. So it really messed up his season.
Yeah, well, I always say, boys, if you get anything over 2,000, that's the minimum. That's what I always look for, is a minimum 50-point average every season, every game week. 50, 55, that's what you're looking for to get, to where we want to be. So that's the Nicholson, and this is a bit of a kerfuffle. Now, this is Joey Neen, and this is Niall Richardson's league now that he did a few years ago. We're still in this, and as you can see, Joey's there as well. Listen, Adrian, did you manage to get your total?
Yeah, I got it. So I got 2313. So I got 2,313. I was very disappointed. I left my free hit for the last game week and only got 51 points, which was very low. I think it was below average. I think it was my first time going below average. So I was very disappointed with that. So I came down the rankings quite significantly in the last game week. I think around 40,000, that kind of mark.
Yeah. Can you just clarify who you left at, who you didn't captain in that last game week again?
I haven't got the team there. I can only see the points.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I haven't got the team. I captained in the last game week. There was a blank game. I think one of the City guys, and one of the United guys. Do you remember they blanked in the last?
Yeah. Okay, so 2-3-1-3 you got. So I think I made up quite a lot of points on you then in the last few weeks, Adrian. So
you did, yeah.
Yeah, so you're going to be in it now for the first time this season, I hope, and we can definitely have, a proper duke out. And maybe who else are you thinking about bringing in as well, Kevin?
So I'm going to talk about goalkeepers here first. Have you got the screen share of the teams? I'm looking at.
Do you want me to go into the Premier League?
Yeah, Pope has gone up in value. His price has changed. He was a very significant differential last year.
Yeah, he's
4.5 million, and Burnley. Yeah, he's 5.5. Burnley kept a good few clean sheets. So, looking at the 4 million midfielders is probably your best option to save money for your midfield, especially if you're bringing Aubameyang into that midfield and buying a dear striker. What price is Timo Werner?
9.5.
Okay, so there he's it's expensive if you're going with him. Ings has gone up in value. So your goalkeeping pick is going to be very interesting this year because you're going to have to try and get a little differential. I'm looking at Alisson here, 10% own him so far. He's 6 million. He's quite expensive. Ederson, 6 million. Henderson, now a United player, back on loan or back from loan in Sheffield.
I've got them up there now in the screen share.
Yeah, he's gone to 5.5. Will he start for United, Vinny? That's the question.
I think he's going to go with De Gea at the start. It will be a massive risk to throw in Henderson just like that. If he has a couple of bad, I would have him as understudy for a little while. That'd be a bit of a risk just to. I don't think Solskjaer is a risky sort of guy. I think Ferguson, who's I think the master of that team, is like the puppet master.
Yeah, I'm just looking here, Vinny. De Gea 5%, 5.5% of people own Henderson so far. 3.8% own De Gea. So there's more people buying Henderson than De Gea currently.
Oh, well, in my dream team, as you can see there, I've gone for Schmeichel and Ryan. I know the two of them will start for a fact. I might change as things go on. We'll talk more about strategy. So, anything else you picked up there?
Yeah, I saw a link there. Willie was telling me that Aurier is looking at going to AC Milan. Is that true?
Yeah. There's
a rumor.
Yeah, I was looking at the Sky. I've got the transfer center here with news, and
yeah, I like to look at him because Mourinho has Spurs playing defensive-ish football. All his teams usually play defensive, so Aurier was a good shout there. He gets up around the pitch too and gets crosses in and stuff.
Yeah, this is the latest on Aurier. AC Milan and Bayer Leverkusen are interested in Serge. He's got 2 years left in his contract, and he's willing to do business to fund other targets. So maybe Mourinho will be looking to, raise some funds. I suppose. Maybe. Yeah, I like Aurier just for his attacking FPL. He is quite handy.
He is handy, and
he's had a great season in FPL. Yeah.
Yeah, he's been good. Is Trent guaranteed man you have to have in your team? That's the question. He's dear.
Oh, definitely 7.5 million. My God, I thought he would be 8.5. I'd have him. Seriously, you're going backwards. I can see him as a captain guy in nearly every game, to be honest with you.
I'm looking here. 56.5% of people own him. More than one in every two so far.
Let me go to the defenders now. I'll just pop to the defenders. All right, and just get
guys while we're on the defenders and the goalkeepers I might come across there. I see Ryan there in goal. Vinny, good substitute option. I don't like his first few fixtures personally because he's a really tough run in for the start of the season. But he is a good keeper. Brighton have a good defence, so he's a good option off the bench there. Personally, I think I'm going to go for 2 4.5 or 5 million goalies and interchange them throughout the season. I see Melier there for Leeds is 4.5, I think. Melier and Dubravka, I was looking at too, he was 5 million. There's other guys too, I think the likes of McCarthy for Southampton. He's 4.5, so he could be another option too. And like yourselves, I'm going to go for Trent at the back, he's a must. Then I'm going to try and keep it cheap and cheerful with maybe a few 4.5 for midfield or defenders and try and save some money for that midfield.
Yeah, I think I might throw in Leno from Arsenal. He's 5 million here. I'm just looking. If Arteta gets Arsenal right, they have Fulham first, which they should win. Then West Ham and then Liverpool. So Liverpool is a tough one there, but they have a nice first two fixtures, and he's 5 million. I know Ramsdale is gone to Sheffield. I assume he's going to start. I know there's an Irish guy there called what's his name again? But Ramsdale should start. Sorry, there's an Irish guy in Bournemouth, isn't there? Travers. Ramsdale was in ahead of him.
Travers, yeah. He kept the clean sheet against Spurs.
He did. He kept the clean sheet. So
where is he?
Yeah, so that's probably good for Travers. He might get the number one there. But just looking from an Irish context, the Ramsdale has Wolves, Aston Villa, and Leeds United up first. And Sheffield, we know what the Sheffield defence is like. That could be possibly 2-3 clean sheets there, possibly.
Yeah.
Can I ask, Vinny, what do you think of the newly promoted sides, the likes of Leeds? Who else is promoted this year? I can't think. Leeds, Fulham.
Well,
defenders and goalkeepers.
I have some fixtures basically of I was going to go through some of the fixtures, but we'll go to Fulham anyway. I definitely think there's value with obviously Mitrovic, from Fulham. Like he's 6 million. He's got Premier League experience. He won't be phased. He could be a good shot. Arsenal at home, Leeds. Well, that could go anyway. Villa, Wolves, Sheffield. I like Fulham's fixtures there. Apart from the Arsenal one, obviously, they're not really facing any of the top 5-6 teams there until December. So I would
And you've got
definitely,
Mitrovic there. True, I think he
yeah,
was top goal scorer in the championship, so he could
yeah,
come good at the start of the season. He could be a new Timu Pukki.
yeah. Definitely. I can just
Yeah,
go.
Mitrovic is a proven striker, isn't he? Mitrovic is really a proven striker in the Premier League. He was scoring 15, 16 goals like on a poor Fulham team.
And he's still young. I mean, I seen today he's only 25.
Yeah, yeah. Well, looking at the Fulham team, like it's obviously Christie's got a lot of experience there. 4.5. McDonald, Jazz. There's a guy called Kamara. I think it, AK 47 Kamara. I think there's some sort of a nickname there. It, 5 million. It's still, I'm sorry, boys, but the midfield is just, I couldn't fit this guy in anyway. I'm not like, I want to get Fernandez. I want to get KD, Kevin De Bruyne. You know, this team I have at the minute is just some sort of a template that I still haven't decided whether to plan for game week 1, then do a wild card and just get all my Man United and City assets in. And I like Pope as well. Or do I just leave a space? I think, Mark, you were saying maybe leave a space in the midfield for maybe buy in De Bruyne and Fernandez and just try to work around some sort of team for game week 1.
I was looking at maybe putting a big hitting midfielder on the bench for the first game week, the likes of De Bruyne or Fernandez, and that would give you room to bring in maybe one transfer after game week 1. So you'd have two maybe City players or 2 City and United players.
Yeah, Vinny, I don't see why Saint Maximin is in your team. To be quite honest, I think he had 3 or 4 games last year, good games. That's about it.
I
Don't
have to
worry.
disagree with you there, Aidan. I think
He gets a few assists anyway. He had a good end to the season. I mightn't even have it in because I'm debating still about Fernandez and De Bruyne. Will I leave them on the bench because to save my transfer, the first wild card? We might all get it wrong in the first 1 or 2 games, and then we're goosed after game week 4. I think I'm erring on the side of getting in De Bruyne and Fernandez and maybe sneaking Pope as number 2. So I can maybe do 2 more transfers to get more United in, like Greenwood or something. It's such a pain, boys, this game week 1 and 4 teams not playing.
Yeah, explain. What do you think is going to be the best strategy here, guys, for the no United, no City game? What is the best strategy? Do you bench? Do you pick 3 United guys and City, or do you put them on the bench? Do you take a hit? Do you play your wild card at the start of game week 2? What do you think, Vinny?
Well, I'm looking at Man United's games here. You got Palace, the home game, and Brighton. They're 2 lovely fixtures. Newcastle, tricky enough. Okay, they always say that they beat Tottenham at home. You know, it's only Tottenham, as Fergie says. But then they got a really tough run, but they're all at home. So I fancy Fernandez to do something. So I would not like to be in game week 3 and then trying to figure out how do a wild card. I think it's too risky, guys. I think you maybe leave some space on the bench for the 2 bucks. I don't know. Listen, do you know Aubameyang? Now this is the Aubameyang trap. You get him in, and he's not signed his contract yet. He's over in Italy right now with his girlfriend, and he's not signed. He's 30. Is he 32, boys, or 31? I think he's 31. And William has just come in, and he's 32, and he's got a 3-year deal. Aubameyang wants 250,000 a week for 3 years. Can you imagine? Get Aubameyang in, and Arteta won't start him until he signs because he's in his final year contract.
Yeah, there was rumours of Coutinho coming as well to Arsenal, on loan also. But I don't know. After scoring the 2 goals for Bayern the other night, I'd be sceptical. The only thing is, Aubameyang as a midfielder, can you leave him out? Like realistically. I mean, he's up around the golden boot every year. What do you
Well,
think, Marky?
yeah.
Yeah,
Somebody else.
Aubameyang. I'm definitely going to start with Aubameyang anyway. I'll see maybe after the first couple of game weeks. There's always Sterling there to bring in.
Yeah.
KDB. I'll probably try and fit Aubameyang and Fernandes into my initial team. Bench Fernandes and then look at transferring maybe KDB or Sterling in for Aubameyang if he doesn't perform or if he's not signed. So that's probably what I'll do there.
Yeah, you have the headline there, Vinny. Is that from the Sun?
Yeah, the Sun today. Yeah, will plea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you believe the Sun, Vinny, is another thing?
That's him and his girl. That's him and his wife, actually, in Italy today. He wants 250,000 a week.
Yeah, Arsenal are going to have to give it to him. Like that's the only thing they're going to have to do it. The scoring, he's the main scoring threat. He's the main guy. He gets the important goals. You saw the FA Cup final. I mean, how can they say no?
Yeah, so we got I think, William Nestor connecting in here now. He won third place in the Christy Nicholson.
Lovely, another top dog in.
Welcome, Willie, another top dog.
Another top dog.
We have a top dog in here. William Nestor came third this year, second last year. So, any remarks, William, about your last 2 years?
He's a proven contender.
Yes, he is. Have you connected, William? Turn.
Vinny, sure. Look at. I have. I mean, I'm online. Thanks for having me. Sure. Look, I'm ever improving, haven't I? Disappointed with the last 8 to 10 weeks of this season. You know, not that I didn't give up after COVID. You know, it's just a lot of the decisions I made didn't go to with my season. I don't. Do you know what rank I finished, Vinny, this year?
I think it was about 200,000 or something, was it? About two.
Oh Jesus! Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. I thought it was about 100,000.
Yeah, I've got it
William,
here.
we're talking tactics. We're talking tactics here.
William, you're in the book, okay?
Go on.
Last season,
right,
2,216 points, 234,431 overall.
Ouch, William, ouch.
Yeah, and last season, the season when Christy Kilcourse won the 2 years ago, you came 1,031, 131,000. So 100,000 drop.
I dropped 100,000. 100,000 drop. Shouldn't have happened, but it was the last quarter of the season that got me.
Yeah.
But look, I'm confident. I'm confident going into the new season. I haven't picked a team yet.
Yeah, William. William, we're talking here about the no City or United fixture in the first game week. What do you do?
Is that definite?
Yes.
Is that 100% happening? That yeah.
Yeah, it is definitely.
I have to look at it in depth.
Yeah, that's definite.
Yeah, we were just
you can't start off your opening squad. What you do is you have to look at the bargain buys, at least a bargain buy midfielder, defender, striker that will get you through game week 1, and that you can keep 2 City, 2 United on the bench, or maybe you're 2 and 1 if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Oh,
I 100% agree.
Do you play your wildcard game week 2?
Well, this season gone, I played my wild card game week 4, and it was perfect. I played it at the right time because you have enough data to go on after 4 game weeks to make big decisions. Unless you strike gold early on and you're happy with your team, there's no reason to play the wild card early. But you'd agree, Vinny, I think, wouldn't you,
really
about playing the wild
card? The sides, you can have a look at the Leeds, the Fulhams, who else is up? Brentford, is it?
Yeah, I wouldn't be going overboard on any of those guys, though. If you look at it, you have to go back to, the consistent guys, the Matt Dohertys, the sticking with Wolves, Adama Traore. If he's not sold, I'd be owning him for a lot of this season.
Adama's got up in price
with
now.
The tried and tested.
Up to 6.5 million.
That's still mid-price for a midfielder, like, you know.
True.
Yeah,
Oh,
very
plus,
true.
and the one thing,
What do you
I'm
make
not
of
buying.
Aubameyang?
Oh, it's awful hard to know. It's a catch-22, isn't it? I'm so angry that
Yeah,
he's a
like
midfielder this season. I think it's a joke.
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm
like
not going buying any. I'm not going buying any premium striker at all. No Harry Kane. No
what about
Aguero.
Timo?
No Timo Werner. Yeah, I like him. But how much is he? He's not that dear.
Yeah,
He's only about 9.5.
9.5. 9.5 million.
Yeah, that's as high as I'd be willing to pay for a striker, and that's not premium money really, like.
Yeah, Mitrovic
Whatever.
could be a nice little buy.
I wouldn't go near him. I wouldn't touch him, man. I wouldn't touch him.
No?
Buy him
What we
around.
discussed here just before you came in was a cheap and cheerful goalkeeper, maybe 4.55 million. Then Trent in the back is a must-have, and we're gonna fill up the defenders then with 4.5 million starters there, and just save all the money for midfield, really.
Really?
Yeah.
Gee, I don't know.
What about the guy from Leeds, the defender? Is it Ailing?
Ailing in Dallas, yeah.
I don't know much about them, to be honest. All I know is that everyone is buying Dallas.
That's the problem,
Yeah,
isn't it?
Dallas. It's a nice name, like.
Dallas is a wing back. He's like a dynamic sort of. I think he's a left wing, and he up and down the wing, and he had a good season last season. So he's something that I would nearly do like a Lundstrom sort of thing.
Yeah, Vinny, can you tell us who is going to be the Lundstrom? Is it going to be Dallas?
Maybe Lundstrom will be the Lundstrom. Lord Lundstrom.
Really?
Say.
No,
well,
Lundstrom is now a midfielder.
Yeah.
Oh, is he gone?
He's reclassified, yeah.
Yeah, he's a midfielder.
He's reclassified, but one for you, an Arsenal defender there, Adrian might back me up on this now because he's an Arsenal fan, is Saliba, I think it is. He's a defender there at 4.5 million for Arsenal. Played for Saint Etienne last year or the year before, and a lot of guys reckon online he's a definite starter.
Arsenal don't keep enough clean sheets. I got caught with Bellerin, didn't I? Big time.
You got caught, Willie, with Bellerin fever, I think it's called, last year.
I fell into the Bellerin trap myself.
It's untreatable.
There's no vaccine.
There's no vaccine for it.
I've got. You're talking about.
One thing I'll tell everyone out there this year is stay away from Bellerin.
Yeah, I've got Bellerin here. If you look in the screen share, that's him with a cigarette. He's been caught with a cigarette.
Yeah, he's smoking.
Yeah, and
who's that?
Bellerin at the bottom there. That's Bellerin smoking.
He's a playboy.
Yeah, he's over in Italy.
Vinny has great research done here. He's all the paper cutouts.
Yeah. And do you see how happy Gendouzi and Erdal are to show the new kit for the season, which is the white and the marbled sort of black that mimics the old Highbury pillars or whatever, the marble. So they look really happy there, don't they?
Vinny, what do you make of Joe's selling?
William, you just
your best defender to Milan, Serge Aurier.
Oh, Serge, yeah, we were just talking about that.
Yeah, we had this conversation, Willie. You're late on this.
Okay, I'll let that go then.
I think he's it's bad. I was going to put him in for my FPL probably to sneak because I like his attacking points. But just going back on, you were saying Gabriel, he could be handy. He's looking to link up with the other French guy that's there that you were on about, Sabia. So they were just saying that these two French books, one's from Lille. I have an article here. It's on the Sky. That the two of them could really link up well. They could be the defense. Here it is. If Arsenal complete the signing of Lille's Gabriel.
Yes, Saliba, William Saliba.
Yeah, William Saliba. The two of them could form the best defense for the next 10 years, says a French football expert, Jonathan Johnson, told the Sky.
Really?
So Saliba came from Saint Etienne, League One. So that's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
No future for David.
Offside.
No future for David Luiz, is there?
Louise, no. And Come here. Another one I'd like to speak about is Greenwood has gone to midfield and he's gone up 3 million in price. Well, from his original starting price from 4.5. What do we think of that? Is he worth 7.5 million?
I like him. I like him even at
Now
7.5.
Foden, let's just take into account Foden is 6.5. I'm just looking here. So he's a million dearer than Foden. Hard to know.
Foden's not a normal regular starter. Greenwood probably is at this stage. 7.5, that could be some way he could facilitate a Fernandes and a De Bruyne, and you can get a cheap Greenwood. 7.5, I think he could make money for you as well if you start scoring. What do you think, William?
Yeah.
William, what do you reckon of the United option? Will I get the fixtures up or I'll show you the team or what? I get the fixtures up for you, United fixtures, and then we'll go to the Liverpool fixtures.
Greenwood is going to play more than Foden, definitely. I'd love to own Foden. If you had an English manager in charge of Man City, I'd have Foden, because an English manager would play Foden every week, but Pep won't.
Yeah.
So Greenwood, there's nobody's take Greenwood's spot.
Yeah, true.
He's going to score goals. He's going to get assists. So I'd have Greenwood. If you really like a player, don't let the price put you off. That's what I always say.
Yeah. Is Sancho coming though?
No.
That should have been done a little while back. That should have been done about a few days ago. It's a bit too late now. And I think where is he coming? Sancho's coming from Dortmund, is it?
Dortmund. Yeah.
So I think they
want 100 million.
Yeah. This is the United team here. What do you think of Rashford going into midfield? Isn't that insane? How do you get Rashford in midfield there when you want to get De Bruyne in, Fernandes, Aubameyang?
Like I want Aubameyang, I want Rashford, and I want Sterling in my midfield.
Oh, we do.
They're my
and
three
Salah, or Mane.
No, I'm staying away from Salah. No. I'd like the three of them. Going to be very hard to fix. Like I'm going to have to go 4.5 defenders. Like can I leave out Trent? I don't know.
It's pot luck with the midfielders, isn't it?
Yeah.
It really is.
I think
it is.
Sterling is very important. Sorry.
And Martial going into the forward for United. He's got 200 points, but
stay away.
No, he'll be like 1% owned by the time a ball is kicked. I'm telling you.
Right. Yeah,
going into the forward, that he loses his value.
Yeah. It's
all about midfielders this season, lads. Really, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, is Son going to play further up the pitch, Vinny? Since the lockdown, he was playing very deep, collecting the ball deep.
But he still was scoring goals and getting assists, though, wasn't he? Even from a deeper role. I think Mourinho will sort out that team and get it more functional, especially with Hallberg coming in there. He's very dynamic. He runs the most amount of ground. He gets in. He's a good engine. Not so much from attacking a threat, but for what Spurs need to break up attacks against them.
Yeah.
This guy has proved it stats-wise. Now, William, you're the stats guy from last season. And anything with regard to your stats knowledge about who you think is a must for next season? Like Sterling?
Whatever you do. Look, I'm giving away my own information here, but you don't own Son from game week 1. Son never starts well. Like, you have to give him at least 5 or 6 game weeks to get going. So I think you'd be crazy to go with him. Sterling nearly always starts well. De Bruyne starts well. I would be very wary of Fernandes. I don't think he'll start well, and I don't think Aubameyang will start well. I think those two I can leave it out. I'd be leaving out Salah. Huh?
Sorry, I'm just looking where the money is here. So Sterling is owned by 5.9% of people so far. Son is owned by 20% of people. Salah 30%, Mane 11%, and Aubameyang 32% of people. So people aren't getting on the Sterling train, it seems.
Wow!
I haven't looked at the fixture. Have Spurs got an easy start to the season?
I just want to.
Spurs are
hold
playing
on a minute.
Everton, Southampton. Sorry.
Wait till I get the fixtures up. I get the fixtures up for Tottenham. There it is, Tottenham. Yeah, I think Tottenham have a fairly handy start. What's that you were saying?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, look at.
I was just gonna read out what they had, like, but Willie was gonna make a point there about Spurs fixtures.
But sure, the Spurs fixtures, look at them. 2 home games, at home to Everton and Newcastle and away to Southampton. Like I'm gonna buy 2 Spurs players, but
Yeah.
it won't be Son or Kane. It won't be Son or Kane. I'll buy Bergwijn probably and a defender because they'll keep 2 clean sheets out of 3 at least.
no.
There, Spurs will.
Preferably Aurier if he doesn't go.
Yeah, I might even buy your keeper. What's his name? Gazanaga. Is he the number 1
Gazaniga.
choice?
Yeah, but Joe Hart's there now as well, isn't he?
Yeah, but he's
Yeah.
97 years old.
He can still do a job. Don't worry. I trust Joe, for England's former number 1. So yeah, Tottenham's fixtures seem to be handy enough there. But I wanted to highlight before. What about Arsenal? This is what I want. William was saying that he wouldn't touch Aubameyang really, but look at the fixtures. It's insane. Fulham away, okay, but West Ham, Liverpool, Sheffield United, City, Leicester, United.
Yeah, stay away from them.
I know, but 33%
So they
own Aubameyang.
So, Vinny, out of the first 6 games, Arsenal are playing 4 of the top 5 sides from last season.
Well, they could hammer Fulham and they could hammer West Ham. Maybe they won't touch Liverpool.
No,
You don't know.
2 derbies, 2 London derbies. I don't know, man.
But Fulham's first game back, they'll sit, they'll hold, and do you know what I mean? They won't get beaten by much.
Oh yeah, the first.
You were talking about
Yeah.
Mitrovic there earlier. Mitrovic is a man for the wintertime. Watch him when the nights get wet and dark on a Monday night football. He'll start scoring goals in like November, December.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, he's a big workhorse. You know, he's
strong. He's very strong.
Yeah, strong, scores headers, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. What I think the main dilemma is the first game week there. What do you do? Do you buy City guys and bench them? Like that's and United guys. Like if you want to buy Bruno, if you want to have Sterling, you'll say you want Bruno, Sterling, and De Bruyne on your team. You're going to be left with a very cheap team on the pitch.
Hey, that's the first game week, okay, guys? I've got it up on the screen.
Let's see.
Yeah, like.
Oh God, yeah.
I'd nearly play my wildcard game week 2.
Try to maximize game week 1, and then.
Yeah.
But say if you
there's not much data to go off.
Listen, say if you do have a great game week 1, then why would you want to change your team and get the De Bruynes and Fernandes in? That form might run good for you. It's a funny one.
You could take a 12 hit maybe.
Oh no way!
Oh, no. Not so early. Well, I try to make no hits until after Christmas, maybe March.
Here's a question: When are the 2 Manchester teams playing their game in hand? Like when is their double game week, or do we even know?
Well, it's not going to be this game week 1 anyway. It could be probably in between 2 and 3. Maybe it could be the end of game week 2 or the beginning of 3. I don't know.
That's when I'd be looking to do. That's when I'd be looking to do the wild card, and to get 6 Manchester players in for the double game week.
Oh yeah, and their game that they have United is Burnley away, which isn't. It depends if they've got Brighton away and then Burnley away. And the other one, City versus Villa. City versus Villa. Well, maybe I want to get more City players in if it's Villa, especially if City are at home. So it's all hypothetical, guys. Really. So really, the first game week. Yeah. The strategy. So what's the strategy, guys? I think personally, I'm going to try and get De Bruyne on the bench and try to sneak past game week 1 without using my wild card, and maybe do what William said. William, you go next. You go next, William, and then we go around. Okay.
I agree with you, Vincent. I'd be looking at having De Bruyne and Greenwood on the bench. Oh, 2 Manchester players. Right?
Yeah.
And leave it at that, and then start chipping away at getting more Man United
players
or more
in
Manchester players in.
Maybe put Pope on a double goalkeeper like Ryan and Pope, so you can use Ryan or somebody. Like maybe get 3 guys. on the bench. You know, goalkeeper, 2 guys, and 1 spare substitute, just in case you don't have a starter in game week 1. Yeah.
Oh, I'm with you. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I get you. Yeah. You need 2 playing goalkeepers.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? No, that
No,
doesn't make
I'm
a difference,
saying
really.
keep Pope on the bench and get 1 guy like Ryan or McCarthy or someone a low-cost keeper that will be your second keeper, get you through game week 1, and then you've got Pope or De Gea or whoever you want for. So I'd sneak Greenwood and De Bruyne. Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
And then see who you can fit in game week 1 after that. I think that could work out.
Yeah, exactly.
So guys, we'll go to Shane. Are you there? What?
No, Shane's not here, Vinny. It's Adrian. I'll take it there. I'm looking at having Bruno on the bench with Foden and De Bruyne. So 3 Manchester guys on the bench.
Foden and De Bruyne. Yeah. So if you have someone not started, you'll lose out somewhere there, but you'll be probably better prepared. You might get lucky. I think that's the way we're going to go. So do you think Aubameyang can get in any of your teams?
I'm looking at Hernandez from Leeds.
Hernandez,
as a midfielder.
Oh yeah, Pablo Hernandez, yeah. He's 32, 33, burned it up in the league championship. Yeah, an option. Yeah. What about yourself, Marky?
Marky's actually he's gone at the moment. We must talk about Vardy's running.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, not running. I'm mixing up his start.
Let me see if I can get the Leicester. Have I got the Leicester thing done here?
Yeah, Marky's coming now for his little. Marky, tell us your tactics for the game week 1. What Manchester derby or Manchester?
Game week 1 tactics, right? My tactics are, we heard about the defence. I'm going Trent with a cheap defence otherwise. Midfield then is the big one for me. I'm going to try and probably leave Aubameyang in there with the hope of bringing in KDB or Sterling for game week 2. And then maybe leave Fernandez on the bench and try and just get by game week 1 without him.
Yeah, I think it's unanimous. It's unanimous. I think we all agree that we're going to try and get through game week 1 somehow and try and keep that wild card. William, you think it's really handy to keep the wild card, really, innit?
Yeah, I always like to get a bit of data under the belt.
Yeah.
Don't get too hung up on the 2 Manchester teams. That's not the
you're a Liverpool fan now,
here.
you know, so you're a Salah man. Where's Salah going to fit?
I went a good chunk of the season without owning any Liverpool player.
Oh.
You know, so it's no. I think
post-lockdown they were shocking.
What's that?
I'm going to buy 3 defenders. I'm going to buy 3 defenders for game week 1 from the same club. That's what I'm going to do.
Oh, that's very, very spicy, William.
Well, that's going to be Liverpool then. That's going to be Trent, Van Dijk, and Alisson. That's my 3. Okay, don't give any tips, guys. We have to have a bit of fun here. We can't really give everything away.
Yeah,
it's not the point. Everything will change next week. We'll be thinking of someone different. That's the way it works.
Yeah.
I'm just the way that I want the top dogs to form is that we can all kind of help each other get over that 100,000. I would be absolutely thrilled if we can help people get better. That's the whole. That's why we're doing this.
Will we wrap it up on Vardy? So.
Yeah, we can do Vardy. Yeah. So.
What's your point, lad?
Yeah.
Can we have a look at the Leicester fixtures?
Oh yeah, right.
West Brom, Leicester are going to beat West Brom probably 3-1 or 4-1, I'd say.
Yes.
They're
looking at I think they've Burnley after that.
Stop. Have they?
Yeah, so he has it there now.
I have it here now. So this is the first game they have is West Brom away. It's great. It's a good start, boys, isn't it?
Really good start.
Never mind Jamie Vardy. Harvey Barnes. How much is he?
Um,
7 million, 7.5. So probably
I'll tell you now.
7.5.
It's Harvey Barnes. He is 7 million.
Yeah, I like him.
And Sionsu, I would throw in for the first couple of games because what price is he there?
oh, well, I can just get Leicester City up here in the fantasy. And
Sionsu's 5.5 million. He's a little bit, he gone up a little
so,
bit.
Schmeichel might be a nice guy. I have Schmeichel already in the team, as you can see, but they have a few injuries there. Pereira, now he was handy from midfield, wasn't he, boys? Sionsu, Chilwell. What's happened to Chilwell? He's an unknown return date. That's not good. Justin had came in at the end of last season, got a lot of game time. Yeah, in defence, they're going to rely on Morgan again, really, aren't they? The hero of 2017, I think. Harvey's there at 7 million. Perez, their midfield is great. So much value there for Maddison and Tielemans. And Vardy, of course. I think, so what do you think, boys?
Yeah, I think William had to head off there, Vinny, so it's only me and you.
Okay.
I think load up on the Leicester guys. Even if you want to leave the United guys out for the first two, you could load up, you could replace them with Leicester guys and then swap and change with your free transfers if you want to take it steady.
Leicester are good starters, aren't they? They've proved it now in the last few seasons. Last season they got off to a
finished
wild,
well,
yeah. The season they won the title, they just killed it. And last season they should have got top four. I don't know how they threw it in. 14 points clear of the fifth place team. Yeah, so load up. It's only myself and you then, Mark.
Yeah, I know it's Adrian.
Adrian
going
now,
to have to head off, Vinny. I'm going to have to head off, so I'll be back for the Top Dogs podcast next week. Marky has to head off as well. You can finish it out. We might come up with an agenda for next week's, because we're kind of finding our feet with this, aren't we?
Oh, well, we're doing a good job, actually. And other people listening in, and it doesn't matter who in the world, they can get pointers, and it's all about, inspiration. Someone, I haven't really thought about Leicester too much until you went into it. And I also, before you go, what do you reckon of Southampton? I wanted to talk a bit about Southampton before we go. Obviously, Wolves, I'm not so sure they're going to be as big next season. A big come down from not getting the Europa. Maybe it will be good for them to have less football. Any thoughts about Wolves before we go to Southampton?
Wolves, I'm surprised Jimenez didn't. Yeah, I'm surprised Jimenez wasn't bought from somebody around Europe or England.
Yeah.
Even. Surprised he's a class act. It's hard to leave Jimenez out. Hard to leave Doherty out because he attacks so much. There's a midfielder there for 4.5 million called. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. Is it Vinagre or Vinagre?
Vinagre. Yeah, I know who you're on about.
Excuse my pronunciation. Yeah.
I think he's taken over from. Is he taken over from Bolly, or is it Johnny?
Yeah, he's 4.5 million. A lot of people have him in. I see he's high percentage already. Could be an option. Southampton, then you're looking at Ings, maybe a defender. I see you have Walker Peters in there.
Yeah, just there's the fixtures there now. I really like the look of Southampton. You said load up on Leicester, but I was thinking about doing that for Southampton. Really, Palace, they have a good record against Tottenham over in Southampton. The old Dell. West Brom, Chelsea, okay, but they bet Chelsea last season, didn't they, Southampton? I think 1-0, or I think they won that. So look at their run all the way to November, really, 50-50 with Wolves, and then if you look at it, they have a nice sprinkling. Like there's a tough game, Tottenham, Chelsea. Am
I right in saying that Southampton usually do well against Tottenham?
Oh, they do, definitely. I think they've beaten Tottenham twice now. They bet them 1-0 last year at the Dell, or the St. Mary's. And the year before, under Poch, they bet us with a Ward-Prowse free kick, 2-1. And Tottenham went 1-0 up in that game. So a hairy time down there. So every month they seem to have a difficult game. December now is going to be tricky. But we're only talking about the next month or two really here. So I definitely, if you want to put De Bruyne and Fernandes on the bench or someone else, I think maybe some Southampton and Leicester guys.
Those guys could be good. Yeah, the only thing is you're stuck with them then, though, if they do end up not going well. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's happened to me with Bournemouth last season. I loaded up on Fraser and Wilson. And,
and they just
and
they
I had to play
capitulated.
wild card after that. I mean, no choice. Like,
Yeah. Next week, Vinny, I think we should come up with collectively a team together, the best possible team we think to start. Leaving out we'll say City guys and United guys. If an alternative team, if you don't want to go with your City United guys, just to help the viewers.
Yeah. Can you just elaborate it a bit more?
So basically, can you hear me there?
Yeah, go on.
So basically, to pick a team for people who are not selecting City and United players in the first game week, they're just going to go without them. And
You mean a specific? Yeah. Next week we'll come up. I'll write that down the agenda. Next week we'll do a game week 1 without the 4 teams involved.
Yeah.
Burnley, City.
Yeah, and we might have an option then for a second one of game week 1 with your United City guys, but benching them as best you can.
Okay, we'll put that on the agenda. Before I go, everybody, I just want to show some of the trophies.
Yeah.
I'm really glad that William was here. William was here on his first podcast. So we'll start with William. That's his third. I'll just go to the camera. There's the not bad trophies. I don't know, can you see? So that's the third place. So I've got the trophies here now as it is. So I feel like the season's finished now last season. And once I get the trophies, then I feel we're free to go and do the next season. So, okay. So we'll wrap it up then, Adrian. Okay. Okay, so that's about it then. We'll leave it at that then for the second FPL Top Dogs video cast. And whoever you go with in the end, good luck. And that's the crack. Okay, best luck.